Strong acids will dislocate completely into ions, while weak acids only partially ionize. The partial ionization of weak acids leads to the formation of an equilibrium between the weak acid and its conjugate base. Since strong acids completely ionize, they do not form equilibriums. Buffers are used to minimize the effects of acids on the pH of a solution.
A buffer is a solution that can resist pH change upon the addition of an acidic or basic component. A buffer is typically composed of a weak acid and its conjugate base. When hydrogen ions are added to a buffer, they will be neutralized by the base in the buffer. Hydroxide ions will be neutralized by the acid. These neutralization reactions will not have much effect on the overall pH of the buffer solution.
For this lab, you will need a pH meter, 2 solutions with known pHs, at least 1 solution with an unknown pH, a rinse bottle with distilled water in it, and a waste beaker.
Hey, I'm Sarah. Don't forget your goggles.
To begin working with the pH meter, remove the probe from its container and rinse it with distilled water. Be sure not to remove the cap from the probe, as this may damage the probe. Before you can use the pH meter, you must calibrate it using the 2 solutions with known pHs. To calibrate your pH meter, select Sensors at the top of the pH meter screen. A list should appear. When it does, choose Calibrate Now and place the probe in your first solution with the known pH. Submerge the end of the probe completely in solution and stir gently. Be careful not to hit the beaker with the probe. Input the pH of your first known solution and click OK. Next, rinse your probe with DI water. You should always rinse your probe when switching solutions. Place your probe in the second known solution and input the pH of that solution. Your pH meter is now calibrated. Go back to the home screen by clicking OK. To make sure your pH meter is calibrated correctly, take a reading from one of your known solutions. Now you are ready to read the pH of your unknown solution. Don't forget to rinse your probe in between solutions. Once you have recorded all the pH values in your notebook, rinse the probe one last time and return it to its container.
Hi, I'm Caitlin. Always remember to wear your safety goggles.
To begin the lab, first remove the probe from its container and rinse thoroughly with deionized water. Make sure that you do not remove the cap, because removing the cap may cause damage to the probe. Next, you must calibrate the pH meter using the two-step method. The two-step method involves using 2 solutions with known pHs. In this lab, we will use a pH of 7 and a pH of 4. To begin calibrating, click Sensor at the top of the screen and choose Calibrate. Submerge the end of the probe completely in the first buffer solution and swirl gently. Wait for the voltage to stabilize, then input the pH of the first known solution. Repeat this process with the second solution, but be sure to rinse the probe with DI water thoroughly between the 2 solutions. Now you are ready to begin testing your unknown solution. Start by rinsing the probe with DI water and swirling it in the solution, and record the pH value in your notebook. After collecting your data, rinse the probe one last time with deionized water and return it to its container.
Wash, wash, wash the glass gently till it's clean. Merrily, 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 the lab must be pristine.